Hello guys, welcome to another lesson. Today we are going to take a look to minor and major thirds, which are really important in order to learn a lot of things. And I mean a lot, because if we can sing or hear or play, obviously, minor and major thirds, we are able to play, hear any triad, minor, major, augmented, diminished, and any arpeggio, meaning major 7, minor 7, half diminished, fully diminished, major 6th, major 7th. Well, the major 6th, for example, has a major 2nd between the 5th and the 6th. So just for that part, the previous lesson will be really important for you. So what I'm trying to say is that when we learn how to sing these minor and major thirds, we are able to play and hear and transcribe and everything on a lot of chords, all the chords probably, because if you know about theory, etc., you will notice that the thirds are everywhere. So I want to explain a little bit about these exercises that you've just heard, and talk a little bit about this. So let me, if you downloaded this lesson, open your PDF and let's take a look on these things. The first example is really simple, ascending minor thirds. Remember that all these minor thirds ascending are in sharps, the lowest voice. Remember that. So that's why we have C, B flat, and then C sharp, B natural, A, C, etc. Right? And this is the reason why you're going to see in many parts double sharps or sometimes double flats. Okay? If you want to focus on theory, you have all these double sharps, flats, etc., being minor third apart. Okay? That's why you are going to see, for example, well, here we don't have anything, but that's also the reason that you probably sometimes you're going to see an E sharp or an F flat. This is all because I want to keep that minor third or major third relationship. Remember the solfege, right? When I practice these exercises, I say, for example, on minor thirds, I say do, me, which is C, E flat, to practice that minor third and keeping this on C natural minor, okay? But you could say a lot of things. For example, if you want to practice on C major, for example, you could say mi, so, which is E, G. And practicing this E, G, it's useful for you when, for example, in the future, when we see triads, you would be able to sing do, mi, sol, right? That minor third on the major triad. But you could also say, for example, la, do, which is A, C. Singing la, do, it could be useful for you to sing when you want to sing the relative minor scale from the C major in this case, right? That would be useful then if you sing La Do. So you have Do, Mi, So, La, Do. You have those three, but you could sing any other type of sound. For example, these exercises, remember that the lowest note is always Sol, G, and the highest note on these exercises is also G, right? This is the lowest, this G, and the highest is this other G. So we have 2 octaves. You could sing, for example, So, Te, which is G and B flat. So, Te. Any triad, any minor triad, it is useful here. So let's move on to the next exercise. Simple, descending minor thirds. If you have to sing this ascending and descending, because many times people can sing something ascending but not descending, right? So we want to cover all these things. One idea that I have is in the future, when I finish all these intervals, maybe it would be useful to prepare a video with famous melodies with these intervals, with major thirds, with perfect fourths, perfect fifth, etc. So this is not strange. Descending minor thirds. In this case, we are from the top, from the highest note, the G, and we are descending. And in this case, if you read the not the tabs, but the standard notation, you will see that we have more flats here, because I'm paying attention to the lowest voice and that it's descending. So we have G, E, G flat, E flat. It's not a D sharp, right? It's an E flat because we are descending. So if you want to learn theory, this is very useful for you too. Let's move on. Now in the other exercises, minor thirds, harmonic and melodically. Okay, so first you're going to hear the interval, and then and so on. In this case, for example, when I practice, I sing Do, Do, Me, Me, Do, 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 and I move with the tonic. But sometimes I sing this differently. I practice this, for example, Do, Me, Me, Do, Me, Me, Do, Me, Me, Do, Me. You heard the difference. In the last interval, sometimes I sing the lowest voice, and other times I keep singing the highest note, the minor third, not the tonic, the minor third. You can do this also to hear this, the 2 notes. You know, you have to be able to hear the 2 notes. That's why I think you could sing the lowest voice sometimes, and other times the highest note. We had this same exercise last week with minor and major seconds. Minor seconds were really difficult to sing this because both notes clash a lot, and you can't really, or I can, sometimes it's difficult to really hear both notes and sing them properly, because even I can't tell if I'm singing correctly because both notes are clashing each other. So in this case, it's easier, way easier. With minor thirds, you can hear both notes are way separately. So you can hear both. If you can't now, it's not a problem. In the future, you will be able to, with practice, you will be able to hear both notes. So don't worry, keep practicing. Let's move on. This exercise, it's just one exercise. We don't have the descending way, just ascending, because we are practicing and hearing harmonic and melodic, and practicing on each step we are ascending and descending. Then we have this. Some might say that it's too quick, for example, but I think that it's perfect. This is the first time that we have an arpeggio, and it's a difficult arpeggio. People say it's difficult. I am not sure if it's difficult, if it's too quick. All I know is that this arpeggio are minor thirds, and that's all. That's why I put this here. Ascending diminished 7 arpeggios, which is right, and this is an arpeggio widely used in gypsy jazz, for example. In this case, I recommend, when I practice, I tell you how I practice, and you decide. When I sing this, I say do, it's in G, but I say do. Do, me, se, la. Right? Which is C, E flat, G flat, A. Now you will say that from G flat to A, it's an augmented second. It's not a minor third. Okay? From G flat to A. These are enharmonic intervals, right? An augmented second and a minor third, and it's really used in theory. For example, when people write this chord, they write this is an E7 sharp 9. They write E, C sharp, D, and G, which is the minor third G. They write the chord this way because it's easier to write and to read, right? But the proper note would be an F double sharp, because F is the ninth of E. Okay. This in this exercise, the same thing is happening. Many of these notes here are augmented seconds instead of minor thirds, just because it has to be easy. That's the way I sing this, I practice this. Do, me, se, la. Okay? But you could also sing, for example, if we are thinking in C harmonic minor, then you could sing B, B, D, F, A flat. Okay? Not C sharp, A flat. So this will be D, Re, Fa, Le. D, Re, Fa, Le. Okay? Or for example, if you are practicing or you want to practice A harmonic minor, we have a C sharp diminished. So you have G sharp, B, D, F. You would sing C, D, Re, Fa. Okay? That's when you want to practice on A harmonic minor, you are singing the 7th degree. But again, you could sing whatever you want. If you don't want, for example, you don't want to use the solfege, then you could hum these notes. Okay, whatever it's more useful for you. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the same in a descending way. And you will sing this backwards. La, se, me, do. La, se, me, do. These are the 4 notes, but you could sing that in each step, in each bar. Next, we have ascending major thirds. Here we have for example, on bar 81, I can see really well here, we have the D sharp, and this is not she, because if it is a D sharp, then it has to be one type of F. So this is F double sharp in theory, right? I don't know if you like theory, where you could observe this. If you don't like theory, then you just don't pay attention to this kind of things. Then we have and the way to practice this, I practice this as singing do mi, which is CE. Okay, I will have to remember this kind of things for you, because many of you probably didn't see the solfege video I made, so I will have to keep remembering this kind of things for you. Do mi. But you could also say fa la, which is FA, or sol ti. Alright? In the major scale, we have 3 major chords: the 1st, 4th, and 5th. We are singing the major third of each of these degrees on the major scale. Another thing that I practice, for example, I sing also me so, which is E flat G. I practice this because I think in the C natural minor, in order to put this sound, this major third sound, into my ears with the correct syllables. Okay, that's why I sing me so, E flat G, because I'm singing that way. I'm singing the minor third and the perfect 5th of C. Okay, so that interval is a major third. Then we have the following exercise: descending major thirds. Again, choose the correct sound that you want to sing and sing it. Let's move on to the next one. As we did with minor thirds, we have the major thirds harmonic and melodic. Okay, so it's the same. You could, on the last beat of each bar, you have to sing the tonic and the major third at other times. Okay, so you can start to sing and hear another voice, okay? Because you are singing. When you are singing the major third on that last beat, you are also listening the other voice, okay? This is important, especially in the future, because in the future I want to create other type of exercises that and we are be playing with this, singing something when at the same time we are listening to another thing. This will give us a deeper understanding of the music in general, in intervals, but in the music in general. Now we have a series of 3 exercises with an ascending augmented arpeggio. The augmented chord has I don't know, mysterious sound, something like that, right? A lot of tension, especially with on a dominant 7. But the triad has that sound also. This sound, the Beatles. I played this E augmented and I remember a song by the Beatles from the first album, I think. I'm pretty sure. What you would say here? It's Do, Mi, Si. Okay, Si is the C sharp. Do, Mi, Si. Si, Do, Mi, Si is C, E, G sharp. Okay, Do is C, Mi it's E, and C is C sharp. I have to say it slowly because the C in my head, in the C, the note C, it has 3 different meanings right now, because the C is the C sharp, is the letter C in English, and it's also in basic music in Spanish. The C would be B. Okay, it doesn't matter. Here we have an ascending augmented arpeggio, right? And you can see it's like this. Do, mi, ti. Sorry. Do, mi, si. Do, mi, si. And so on. Well, in this case, on the last beat, you could choose between 3 notes. You could sing the tonic, the major third, or the augmented 5th. Okay, you can choose there. It's more difficult, but it's possible, so you can choose. Okay. Also, I didn't say that I put this augmented arpeggio because these are 2 major thirds. That's the way you construct an augmented chord with 2 major thirds. From C to E we have a major third, and from E to C sharp you have another major third. Then it's all the same. You have the descending augmented arpeggios, and so on. You will say backwards Si, Mi, Do. Okay, because you can choose whatever you want. Okay, and the last exercise is ascending and descending on the same direction. Okay, you have this and so on. Okay, I don't have anything more to say. Last week we saw minor and major seconds. This week, minor and major thirds. With this just 2 lessons, you can sing scales and a lot of chords and triads. Okay, I'm not playing here on these exercises. I didn't put a major third or a major chord or a minor chord. Why? Because a major chord, you have a major third and a minor third. Okay, on a minor chord you have a minor third and a major third. That's why I put diminished arpeggios and augmented chords. That's why last week on the major seconds we saw the whole tone scale, and on the minor seconds we saw the chromatic scale. So my idea is we practice the interval, and then we practice something related to that interval. That's why I didn't put a major or a minor chord, and I did put diminished and augmented, because those sounds are constructed using these intervals. I hope that makes sense for you. Okay, nothing else. I saw that I wrote something bad and on the video. When I was doing the video, the sound is correct, but the note is incorrect because it has to be a double sharp or something like that. Then I will correct this, so you have this the proper name, the proper note name there. Okay, nothing else. I hope you like this. I hope you practice a lot. Remember that you can just hear. If you want, you can do that. Just hear the intervals. But the most important thing would be that you sing them. Many musicians refuse to do it. I did. I refused to do it. When I was back in music school, I had a teacher that wanted that we sing, but I didn't want. Oh, I want to play, I don't want to sing. Well, look at me. Now I'm 40 and I'm doing this because it's important. And I already tell you that I'm pretty obsessive. So I want to hear a chord and I want to know immediately what it is. You just can do that with a lot of practice. Okay? I'm giving you these tools. You may have another ones. Everything is useful. So I hope you like this. I hope you enjoy this especially. And I hope you practice this every day. That's the thing. You have to practice this every day. A little bit, just half an hour, for example. If you can do it more, great. 1 hour. You're not going to practice this every day 2 hours, because it also takes time for the brain to assimilate this. Okay? But half an hour every day and you will see results. Okay? I practice this every day, but when I'm short of time, I have to practice less. So I don't know. I practice, from the perfect fourths to the octaves, for example. Well, the same last week. If you want to purchase this, just this lesson, You can do it. You have the link here on the video description, and below you have the full course that goes from the second, third, fourth to the octave. Or you can have this on the lessons tier on my Patreon site. Nothing else, guys. I hope you like this, enjoy this, and that it's useful for you. And see you next week with the perfect fourths and augmented fourths. Another thing. If you want to practice augmented seconds, you can use the audios from ascending and descending minor thirds. Okay, you could sing do, re, which is an augmented second, or any other augmented second sound. Okay, do, re would be this one that I propose you. And another thing is that if you saw the video from the solfege in the ascending manner, would be, well, see the video, but you have the same syllables on this lesson too. Another thing that I forgot to say last week was that when you practice the chromatic scale, one of the exercises was the chromatic scale. If you practice that and you want to practice at the same time the solfege, you could sing. That exercise starts from the she, okay? But you could say do. Then you would sing every note in the solfege. Do, di, re, mi, fa, fi, so, si, la, li, ti, do. And again, do, di, up to the other D note. And backwards you would sing with the flats, okay? That's something that I forgot to say last week. And nothing else this time. See you next week with the perfect fourths and augmented fourths.